You can spend $15,000 on new floors and actually decrease your home's resale value. According to the National Association of Realtors, hardwood flooring yields up to 118% cost recovery when done right. But here's the problem. The wrong flooring choice doesn't just fail to add value, it actively subtracts it. The most expensive flooring mistake isn't buying cheap material. It's choosing the wrong floor for your space, your lifestyle, and the current market. Real estate agents from Miami to Los Angeles are now flagging certain flooring trends as red flags during showings. Buyers walk in, see the floor, and mentally deduct thousands from their offer before they've even seen the kitchen. In this video, we break down 7 flooring mistakes that are quietly destroying home values in 2026 and what designers and flooring experts say you should do instead. Most homeowners live with flooring that is quietly hurting their home's value without ever realizing it. The good news is, once you understand how buyers actually read a floor, you cannot unsee it. If you do not want to be one of them, subscribe and hit like. Gray flooring everywhere. Let's start with the biggest one. Gray flooring. Once a darling of the modern farmhouse and industrial loft movements, gray-toned wood flooring swept through homes in the 2010s like a design default. If you bought or renovated a home in Texas, Florida, or Arizona between 2015 and 2022, there's a good chance you're looking at gray floors right now. Interior designer Nina Lichtenstein puts it bluntly, gray floors now make spaces feel drab, uninspired, and cold. Neil Bradham, CEO at flooring company Parador, confirms that gray is falling out of favor as we reject anything clinical or sterile in pursuit of warm, cozy palettes. The cool contemporary look that once screamed, "I am updated," now whispers, "I am dated." The problem isn't just aesthetics, it's market saturation. Everyone installed gray, thinking it would never go out of style. Now, when buyers see gray floors, they see every flip house, every rental property, every builder-grade renovation from the last decade. It reads as generic, not sophisticated. This is especially true in competitive markets like Southern California, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and South Florida, where buyers have seen hundreds of gray-floored listings. What to do instead? Designers are embracing warmer, more natural tones. Think honey oak, light walnut, rich chestnut, and soft grayish. That's gray with warm undertones. Amanda Smith-Corsten from Ted Todd Flooring predicts a move toward light, airy wood tones that create open, calming spaces. If you already have gray floors, you do not need to panic. You can refinish hardwood with a warmer stain or balance the cool tones with warm rugs, furniture, and textiles throughout the space. Cheap LVP that looks fake. Luxury vinyl plank flooring has exploded in popularity, and nowhere more than in humid climates. If you're in Florida, Texas, or anywhere along the Gulf Coast, you've probably noticed LVP in almost every new build and renovation. And for good reason, it's affordable, waterproof, and handles humidity far better than traditional hardwood. But there's a massive quality gap in this category that most homeowners don't understand until it's too late. The biggest issue with cheap LVP is the wear layer. This is the clear protective coating on top of the decorative surface. It's measured in mils, that's 1/1000th of an inch. Here's what you need to know. A 6 mil wear layer might last 4 to 5 years. A 12 mil layer handles moderate residential traffic for 7 to 9 years. But a 20 mil wear layer? That's commercial grade. It can last a decade or more, even with pets, kids, and heavy foot traffic. Some of the thickest LVP products on the market, planks up to 10 millimeters thick, still have only 12 mil wear layers. That thickness is built for marketing, not durability. The plank feels substantial, but the actual protection is minimal. Then there's the pattern repeat problem. Lower cost vinyl flooring often has very repetitive prints. Each board uses the same handful of designs. Once installed across a large floor, you start seeing the same distinctive knots, grain patterns, and color variations repeated every few feet. It looks manufactured because it is. What to do instead? For active households with pets or children, invest in at least a 20 mil wear layer. Check how many unique print patterns the product includes. Quality brands use 10 or more variations. And remember, LVP can yield 70 to 80% ROI when done well. But cheap vinyl that buckles, fades, or peels, that actually hurts your resale position. Real estate agents in markets like Orlando, Houston, and Phoenix confirm that buyers increasingly recognize the difference between quality LVP and builder-grade vinyl, and they adjust their offers accordingly. 3. Installing flooring in the wrong direction. This mistake is invisible in product photos but immediately obvious in person. The direction you lay your flooring fundamentally changes how a room feels. There are 2 core rules that professionals follow. First, install planks parallel to the longest wall. This creates long, unbroken lines that draw the eye across the space, making rooms appear deeper and more expansive. For narrow spaces like hallways, running the flooring lengthwise elongates the area instead of chopping it up visually. Second, orient planks parallel to the main source of light. When light flows lengthwise along the boards, it minimizes visible seams and shadows between planks. The floor looks smooth and uniform. Install perpendicular to the light source, and every joint casts a shadow. The seams become the focal point instead of the wood itself. This matters especially in Sunbelt states where natural light is abundant. In a Florida room with floor-to-ceiling windows or a California great room facing west, the direction of your flooring can make or break the entire space. Many DIY installers and even some contractors ignore these principles entirely. They start from the most convenient corner or align with the nearest doorway without considering the room's proportions or lighting. The result is a floor that feels cramped, disjointed, or amateurish. What to do instead? Before installation, identify your primary light source, usually the largest windows. Then determine the longest wall. In most cases, these align naturally. For open concept spaces, maintain a consistent direction throughout connecting rooms. If you must change direction between spaces, use a proper transition strip to create a clean visual break. The goal is intentional flow, not random convenience. Dark floors are undeniably dramatic. Rich espresso, deep walnut, ebony-stained oak, they create a sense of luxury and sophistication that photographs beautifully. But there's a reason experienced homeowners call dark floors high-maintenance heartbreak. Every speck of dust, every footprint, every piece of pet hair stands out like a spotlight is trained on it. If you have light-colored pets, a golden retriever, a white cat, you'll find yourself vacuuming daily. One designer describes dark floors as a full-time cleaning commitment that most families aren't prepared for. And if you're in a humid climate like Florida or Texas, this gets even worse. The constant battle with dust, sand tracked in from outside, and AC condensation means dark floors show everything, all the time. Then there's the scratch visibility problem. On dark stained floors, scratches often expose the lighter wood underneath. These marks are impossible to miss. Light-colored floors, by contrast, hide dust, pet hair, and minor scratches far more effectively because the debris doesn't contrast with the surface. The room perception issue matters too. Dark floors absorb light. In smaller spaces or rooms with limited natural light, they can make the area feel enclosed and cave-like rather than cozy and intimate. What to do instead? Be honest about your lifestyle before choosing floor color. Active families with pets and children generally fare better with light to medium tones. If you love the drama of dark floors but want practicality, consider a wire-brushed or hand-scraped texture. These finishes have natural variations that help camouflage everyday wear. Also avoid high-gloss finishes on any color. Matte and satin sheens hide imperfections far better than mirror-like surfaces. Mismatched flooring. Throughout the house, open floor plans have become the standard in modern homes. Walls are down, sightlines are long, and buyers expect visual continuity. Yet many homes still have 3 different flooring types visible from a single vantage point. Hardwood in the living room, tile in the kitchen, carpet in the hallway, and maybe vinyl in the bathroom you can see through the door. This patchwork effect makes homes feel fragmented and dated. It suggests renovations done piecemeal over decades rather than intentional design. Real estate agents consistently report that homes with continuous flooring through main living areas sell faster and command higher prices. This is true whether you're listing in suburban Atlanta coastal North Carolina, or the Inland Empire. The issue isn't mixing materials, it's doing so without a cohesive strategy. Random transitions, mismatched wood tones, and clashing color temperatures create visual chaos. What to do instead? Aim for flooring continuity in all spaces visible from main living areas. Use the same material, or at minimum, coordinate complementary tones that share similar undertones. When transitioning between materials, say from hardwood to tile, use quality transition strips that feel intentional rather than afterthought. If budget limits a full replacement, prioritize the entryway, main living space, and kitchen. These high visibility areas set buyer expectations for the entire home. Choosing trendy patterns. Without considering longevity, herringbone and chevron patterns have surged in popularity. They're elegant, sophisticated, and undeniably beautiful when executed well, but they come with serious considerations that trend followers often ignore. First, there's the cost. Herringbone requires more material due to cutting waste and demands significantly more installation expertise. Professional installation can cost 30 to 50% more than standard plank layouts. DIY attempts frequently result in visible gaps, uneven lines, and asymmetrical patterns that look amateur rather than artisanal. More importantly, these patterns are now so strongly associated with the design era, from 2015 to 2025, that they risk dating homes within a few years. When a trend becomes ubiquitous, it transitions from timeless to of its time. The same happened with gray floors a decade ago. What to do instead? If you love patterned floors, consider where you install them. Entryways, powder rooms, and small accent areas allow you to enjoy the aesthetic without committing your entire home to a trend. For main living spaces, classic straight-lay or offset patterns remain the safer choice. They're visually clean, easier to install correctly, and won't scream 2020's renovation 5 years from now. Remember, flooring is expensive to replace. Choose patterns you'll still love and buyers will still appreciate in 15 years. 7. Selecting style over function for your climate. This is the mistake that unites all others. Choosing flooring based solely on how it looks in a showroom or Pinterest board, without considering how it will perform in your actual life and your actual climate. White oak looks stunning in magazine photos. It also shows every muddy footprint from your dog. Glossy tile gleams under showroom lights. In your home, it reveals every water spot, footprint, and dust particle while creating dangerous slip hazards. That beautiful wide plank walnut, without proper climate control, it will gap, cup, and warp with seasonal humidity changes. Here's something homeowners in Texas, Florida, and the Southeast learn the hard way. Solid hardwood and humidity don't always mix. The constant cycling between humid outdoor air and dry air conditioning creates expansion and contraction that can destroy even quality hardwood installations. This is why engineered hardwood and premium LVP have become the go-to choices in these markets. They're designed to handle climate stress. On the flip side, if you're in a drier climate like Arizona or Southern California, you need to worry about wood shrinking and gaps appearing during low humidity seasons. Flooring isn't art you hang on a wall. It's a functional surface that endures constant abuse, foot traffic, furniture, spills, pets, children, moving appliances. The most expensive flooring mistake is installing something gorgeous that becomes a maintenance nightmare within months. What to do instead? Before choosing any flooring, audit your household honestly. How many people live there? Do you have pets? And what color is their fur? How much natural light enters the space? What's your realistic cleaning frequency? Will you maintain proper humidity levels year-round? And what is normal humidity in your region? Match the flooring to the room's function and your climate. Kitchens and bathrooms need moisture resistance above all. High-traffic hallways demand durability. Bedrooms offer more flexibility for softer materials. Style matters, but it's the secondary consideration after function, climate compatibility, and maintenance reality. Your floors are the largest continuous surface in your home. They're the foundation that every piece of furniture sits on, every room connects through, and every buyer evaluates within seconds of walking in. According to industry data, well-chosen flooring can return 70 to 80% of its cost at resale. hardwood refinishing alone yields up to 147% cost recovery. But the wrong choice, trendy grays that feel dated, cheap vinyl that looks fake, dark floors that show every speck of dust, patterns that age quickly, doesn't just fail to add value, it actively subtracts it. The homes selling fastest in 2026 share common flooring characteristics: warm, natural tones, quality materials with appropriate wear layers, consistent flow through visible spaces, and practical choices that match how families actually live, whether that's in humid Houston, sunny San Diego, or the suburbs of Atlanta. You don't need the most expensive flooring. You need the right flooring for your space, your lifestyle, your climate, and your market. Which of these flooring mistakes have you seen or made? And what flooring challenges are you dealing with in your area? Drop a comment below and let me know.